Hello my friends, thanks for stopping by. Hope you're all having a great day. Tonight I am doing a date night tutorial, chit chat with you. More tutorial than chit chat. Anyway, if you want to know how I got this look, stick around. Okay, let's get started. I only have so much time tonight because it is date night and Louis will be waiting for me. So I am going to first start, I have heard so much about this, so I had to get it. It's the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I'm going to go ahead and give it a try. I will list and link all the colors and the names of the products that I'm using below. As to save time, my friend, it comes in a doe foot. I'm just going to put a little bit on. We want to really glow tonight, so we're going to put it all over. And I'm just going to use my hands. I have not really I just got it today, so I haven't played with it at all to know how it really works best. So of course, if I don't like it with my hands, I will go ahead and try it with my beauty blender and a brush. But right now, I'm just going to use my good old hands, and I'm going to keep it off of my nose because it does have quite a glow to it. All right, so that is what it's going to look like. So now I am going to try the Estee Lauder Double Wear Nude. And of course, I'll put all the colors down because this is a more matte type foundation, which I don't usually wear because they just don't work well for me. So I'm just gonna shake this up pretty good. Now you all know that I usually use the L'Oreal Lumi Glotion. So if the price tag of the Charlotte Tilbury is too much for you, this is fabulous for aging women. So I'm going to put that in there so I link it below and you know. All right, so this doesn't come with a little pump or anything. I'm going to use the Sonia Kashuk sponge again, and it is damp. And I'm just going to go ahead and, well, we'll just use my fingers. And I shook it up really good, and I'm just going to put it on all high points of my face. And then we'll use the sponge to blend it down and see how this, we'll see how this Hollywood magic works for me, because this foundation usually is a little bit too flat for me. So I'm going to use my sponge because this is my preferred method for foundations, and I'm just going to go ahead and I am going to pounce it. I like to pounce with my sponges versus dragging. I think you get a much nicer finish, and when you pounce, I think you get an even finish instead of, and you don't get any streaks, nothing, my friends. We're just going to a local restaurant, one that we both love. It's close by home, and because of my broken toe, I can't wear shoes. I have to wear kind of a flip-flop deal thing, and I don't ever, I mean, I wear flip-flops, but I don't wear them when we go out fancy, or even just for date night casual. I usually like to wear a higher heel, but with the broken toe, not gonna happen. I did put a little bit more just to give me a little bit more coverage over the nose and cheek area where I have a little bit of redness. I did just blow dry my hair. And if you want to take a look at how I've rolled my hair tonight, it's parted down the middle. I have one roller here, and then these are angled slightly, and the part is left. Many of you asked how I did my hair in the last video, my May empties, and thank you for all your kind words, because I know some of you really, really loved my white hair, and I did too, but the growing out process would be much too long for me, and I was starting to feel really haggy and sloppy. And that's not to say that that's what women look like, but I felt that way, and we have to feel good about ourselves. So I just think for me right now, until that day and I decide to cut my hair short, which I can't see that ever happening, but you know, we never said never. That's when I would probably do something like that, but it was just too much. Okay, it does have a beautiful glow. Hopefully it will stay that way. All right. So now I'm going to use my Tarte, and I talked about in my last tutorial, or get ready with me, how I use this. I just put a small dab of this on my fingertips, and then I'll warm it up in my fingers. And then I will go ahead and I start it lower And then I take what's left and I will put it all on the top of my lids. And this has eliminated me having to use a eyeshadow primer because this is so concentrated that it really does camouflage everything. And you do have to play with this, especially as an aging woman. And you're just wearing everyday makeup because it can be a little much. It's very, very heavy. And for everyday use, I don't think most women go around with heavy makeup on. We ramp it up for evening, don't we, ladies? Okay? And then I take my beauty blender and I go over it. And it just blends it down nicely. Okay, so that is the look of the foundation, concealer, foundation, and the Hollywood Charlotte Tilbury primer. And now I'm going to do a powder. So what powder do I want to do? I want something very light because I want to see how this really works. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and use the NYX. This is the Set It, Don't Fret It. I can't remember if I like this or not. It has a little bit of a yellow tinge to it, but we're gonna go ahead and use it. I'm just gonna use it with my Sephora powder brush. And I'm going to take some powder out the brush, and this is about what I'm taking. And then I work it in, and you can see it probably on camera blowing all over the place because it's finely milled. It's really, really, really fine. So that's really good for an aging skin. And then I'm gonna go ahead and tap it off, and I hope you can see on camera all that is falling out of it because I don't want it on, I have on a black silk top and I don't want it all over my top. Usually I do not put my, I'm just gonna give it a good shake. Okay, so I'm just gonna pounce right here where I'm going to put some powder products because I want them to blend smoothly. And then I'm just going to go right over my eyes because I want to set that. And make sure that you have no creases because you will set those creases. And just going to do that and a little bit in the T-zone. I'm not going to really powder the whole face, okay? You can see that that's a very, very light powder. And what I like to do is I like to take my sponge afterwards and just go over it a little bit. And it just helps to take that powdery feel away from it. And you can see a little bit of the glow comes back, okay? So now, I'm really enjoying the Anastasiya bronzer, and I'm gonna just use this one. I know I used it in my last tutorial, and I don't like to do that, but I'm gonna do it again. I'm going to use the MAC brush that I used in that tutorial. Again, I load the brush up, and then I'm going to really kind of pack it in so that I don't get any skid marks on my face. Okay, so then I'm just going to go ahead and lightly put the bronzer on, and I'm holding the brush down so that I get a lighter touch. And you can see it's a beautiful, beautiful bronzer. No sparkle in this at all, but we're going to jazz it up with my Hourglass. All right, so I'm just gonna pack it on, and then just gonna work it into the brush. And again, I'm just going to glide it over my cheek area where I want my bronzer. And then I'm going to actually skip this area, but I am going to round it over my eyebrow. Same here. I don't want to put it on here because sometimes this starts to thin out, and I just don't need all of that going on. I will lightly, but most of it is forehead here. And then, of course, if you want to highlight underneath here, well, not highlight, if you want to contour to tighten up that jawline, then you go right ahead. But run the excess down your neck just so you don't have any discoloration there. Okay, so now I'm going to take the powder brush again, and I just want to sweep down on that just to make sure that everything is blended nicely, because blending is very, very important to my friends. All right, so we're done with that. Now I'm going to take the beautiful Hourglass, and this is the Brilliant Nude. This is so spectacular, my friends, and you need a very light touch with this, very, very light touch. I'm going to go ahead and use that big fan brush that I used from Sephora, and I'm going to tap into the nude part. Now this does pick up a lot of product, so you definitely want to sweep some of that away. And then I'm just going to fan lightly over my cheek very lightly. And this will apply just a light bit of color and then a little bit of glow. And I'm going to, now if you wanted, make sure you look at these before you buy them, because some you get a lot of white, and I wanted one that had a lot of the nude color. So I'm gonna pick just a little bit more up. I'm gonna tap it onto the mirror a little bit and give it a little whirl there and just build this area up. And that's just gorgeous, isn't it, my friends? Oh, I love this. Hourglass does do a good job with things like this, because their other bronzer I love too. All right, same thing. And if you put too much, then you're going to get too much color, so you need to be careful. Now I want to go ahead and sweep this over my eyebrow, so then I don't have to worry about highlighting that area. Okay, so that is the blush highlight, because now I'm not going to highlight because I've already put some glow on. So that's going into the basket, so I remember to put it below for you. All right, so now I'm going to use, this is from Dior, and I have so many of these palettes that I really never use. I mean, you can see this one's practically brand new, but I absolutely love all the colors in this. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this one, and this one is 47 Undress. I hope it's still around. It's got some gorgeous colors in it, ladies. Just absolutely beautiful. So I am going to take my MAC Big Fat brush, and I'm going to start with the beautiful peach tone in here. And these have a soft satin matte to them. They're not super matte. So I'm going to pack this color on. And if you're someone who has gotten used to using the tape, which I love using the tape, then do your eyes first. And then you can go ahead and do your foundation after you've taken off your tape. Tape gives you such a good guideline, and it really does help to lift the eye up. Okay, so this is such a fair color that I'm just going to sweep it up now. I'm not really applying any more. I packed most of the color on here. And we're going to do the same thing on the other eye. Just pack that on the lid. This helps to open it up when you have a little bit of lightness on the lid. And then we're just going to go ahead and sweep the excess up. I'm going to pack a little bit more of that, just a little bit right on the lid, and I'm not going to bring that up. I'm staying below the crease with this color, because of course I'm going to use another color as the contour. Okay, so that's what we have there. And if you wanted to go over and take a fluffy brush and just sweep to make sure that you have everything blended nicely, go right ahead and do that. Now I am going to pick up, where's my little Tom Ford brush? You know I love my Tom Ford brush. Where is it? Where is my little baby? Here it is. I love my Tom Ford brush. Okay, so now I'm going to pick up this center piece. It is a centerpiece. I'm going to pick up this center color, and it is a pretty caramel color, and it is matte. And I'm just loading up the tip of my brush, and I just want to go in the crease with this. I'm not going for a real dramatic eye. I just want to have a nice shape to it. But you know, it could turn out to be dramatic, so don't hold me to what I just said. All right, so we're going to go ahead and just add this all throughout the crease area, and you can bring that up slightly above the crease, especially if you have a hooded eye, you're going to have to. And we'll just keep building that until you get it where you want it, or in this case where I want it. Okay, and you can see it's starting to take a little bit of definition there. I'm going to pick up some more, and it's probably going to take me just a few more times to get it where I want it. Okay, perfect. And I'm going to go ahead and we are going to do the same thing on this eye. Okay, so I have just a nice contour going on here in the crease. Nice little transition color happening. So now I'm going to go into this deeper brown here. I'm going to pick up a Morphe 411 brush, and I'm going to go into this deeper tone here. As I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, ooh, you might turn a brown gray on me, which I hope you don't, but you might. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to really place that on the outer edge. Yeah, this is going to be too cool for my eye, but that's all right. We'll stick with it. I'll doctor it up somehow. Okay, I know, I'll put some of my highlight in there, and then it'll give it a little bit of a orangier nude brown to it. Okay, so I'm just building this up, just packing a little bit of color on the outer eye here. Okay, and now I'm going to take my Tom Ford brush, and I'm just going to really soften that and make sure that it's blended well. I'm not crazy about that outer color right there, so I'm going to show you what I do after. Let me just build this. I have it a little bit further in here, so let me get them even. Okay, so there we have that. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to take this other color here. This is even lighter, which I may be making a mistake here because this may be gray on me. Okay, so I'm just going to tap that on, but this has a little bit of satin, so I just want to place a little satin in the center here. Okay. And okay, there we go. All right, so that's what we have so far. Okay, so I need to add a little bit of a peach tone or something to this. So I'm going to take that highlighter, and you can see the nude color in here. I'm going to pick that up onto my brush, and I'm going to pack this on the eyelid, just to give it a little bit of a satin, and you'll see that it warms it right up for me and makes it more doable, or wearable, I should say, for me. So we will just, you see what I mean? How that just really helps to tie it all together. So I'm going to take this is just a Wayne Goss brush, and I'm just going to go and smooth everything over here. I'm starting to sweat bullets, and that's not good in a silk top. Okay? All right, so that's it for that. Now I'm going to stay with that Dior palette. Whoo, I'm overheating here, my friends, overheating. And now I'm just going to take the center color here, and I'm going to take it on a smudger, the same smudger I used in my last tutorial by Sephora. And I'm just going to run a little bit of that underneath to give a little bit of definition to the eye, and maybe just a touch of that dark one just in the outer edge there. Okay, so now I'm going to take I'll take the brush that I used in the beginning, and I'm just going to soften that. All right, woo! Okay, so there are the eyes. Now I am going to, let me do my lips, because I'm going to go off camera to do my eyebrows, because I'm just not good doing them on camera. I know so many like when I do them on, but I just can't. So I am going to now, I want to use that Wild Clover that was in my favorites. I didn't use this one that day, so I want to use it now. Okay, so that is what the Wild Clover by Rimmel looks like. And I also showed this in my favorites, so I wanted to show you what it looks like on. And this is by Lancome, and it's called Fleur. I think it's just a beautiful color. So let me go and put my eyebrows, my eyelashes on, and take my hair out, and I will be right back with the finished look. Okay, I'm back with the finished look. I finished up with a Chanel Le Volume mascara. I love this. I did do my tight line with my NARS Via Pia. I love that. And the usual suspects for my eyebrows, Caramel, Brow Wiz, and Gel. And for the perfume for tonight, I think I'm going to be wearing this I can't see it, so let me see. Where is my magnifier? I don't know where my magnifier is. I'll put it below, but it's by Guerlain, and it's beautiful. It's very, very, very sexy, my friends. And Louis is going to be calling me the Sex Panther, so I'm just going to put a little bit of this on. Let me do it right here in front of you. And I will be ready to go. And the earrings are Sheila Fajl. My top is, it's a Vince Camuto, but it's old, so I don't think you'll be able to find anything like this. In the summertime, I always bring my off-the-shoulder. They're kind of sexy, my friends. So that's it. I hope you are all doing something wonderful tonight. It is Saturday. I don't know what day of the week you'll be seeing the video, but it is Saturday, so I hope that you all have something very special planned. And I hope that you make time for date nights with your loved one. They're very important. So thanks for stopping by. Don't forget, subscribe. We're living life here. Go out in the world and be happy, healthy, beautiful, and most of all, my friends, lovable. I love you all. Have the best weekend.